But I like a lot of the stuff they ran in the past too. They had some pretty good movement stuff. We want to make sure that because of this shortened preseason, shortened training camp, and quick first game, that we don't try to do too much. We want to make them as comfortable as possible.
I think that's a great approach, first of all, because they've been overthinking everything in terms of the chemistry and are they in shape and the injuries and the fit of the roster. And now they have a new head coach. So it is a lot for a team, for an individual alone. I think by trading for Seth Curry, by trading for Danny Green, now they have more shooting, which they desperately needed. But is it enough, Brendan?
I won't know whether it will be enough until I see their two best players get on the court and what they look like. Obviously, they upgraded the shooting, but that wasn't the only problem with this team. Ben Simmons his offensive game was lacking a lot of substance. He's a great passer. I love Ben Simmons, basketball player. I love his potential. But if we're talking about trying to win right now, I can't think of an NBA player in history that plays on the wing with that type of offensive skill set that's been able to win a title. When the game slows down in the playoffs, you have to have a mid-range jumper, maybe a three-point shot, or at least be a consistent free throw shooter to be able to impact ball games. And Ben Simmons is not there yet. So I love the free agent moves, but I'm not worried about free agency. I'm not worried about Doc Rivers. I'm worried about Ben Simmons, and I'm worried about Joel Embiid. Your best two players will set the tempo. They will set the culture. Last year, that culture wasn't great. I think Joel needs to be in a little bit better shape. Ben Simmons has to address the offense. When those two things happen, the Clippers will be ready to contend. Until then, they might be pretenders.
Right. It's like getting shooters doesn't let you off the hook if you're Ben Simmons. It takes less pressure off of you to do something you're uncomfortable at, which is shooting more three-point shots. But he has been working on that part of his game. That's what's so fascinating about the conversation about Ben Simmons is you see him getting up hundreds of three-pointers in practice in the offseason. He just has to allow that to translate to the game. Now that they have more shooters, he can focus more on mid-range. Maybe that'll be more comfortable for him. All right, Brendan, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are running it back. Running it back in black. What's going on, Brendan?
What's going on, Allie? Good to see you. That jacket is fire. Hey, you got to pull the hair back so people can see what you got going on there with that jacket. Yeah.
It's kind of like part blazer, part denim, the casual home look, but still keeping it professional. You like it?
Yeah, I'm rolling with it.
I love it. Glasses on point, as always. Lots to talk about today. December 1st, meaning the NBA season starts this month, the offseason, shorter than normal, but that didn't stop the best teams from getting better and lots of action in free agency in the trade market. So players have been talking to the media leading up to the start of practices, and I can't think of a better place to start than the reigning NBA champion and the king, LeBron James.
Happy to have Mark, another champion.
Yeah.
One with the Raptors 2 years ago, who I've always loved.
Yeah.
Mark has my Defensive Player of the Year trophy at his house, but
Yo,
but that's no here nor there.
No, that's not a knock on Mark. But this is the thing, because sometimes we don't.
I love you, Mark. I can't wait to talk about this. Wesley Matthews, who I've loved to compete against, and his father is a former Laker as well.
Oh, that's dope.
So we got two guys. We got two guys who have family Laker ties.
Yeah.
And then we get Trez.
How Trez is?
Now we got Trez.
How Trez ended up here with the Lakers?
So basically, Braun isn't playing till February.
First of all, Trez was the next door neighbor. We knocked on his door and said, "Do you like?"
Yeah, he said he felt like
right
the Clippers didn't like what was going on. How did Trez end up with the Lakers?
And we landed Trez. I mean,
that was honestly like the moment of free agency where everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah,
including some of his teammates. That they actually put that on social media. It's not like I'm making it up. They said, what? We got Trez, who Sixth Man of the Year award winner, who's going to help our bench, which we struggle with this past year with our bench, and keeping that up. And then
you've got the runner-up.
And then we got the runner-up Sixth Man of the Year award, and Dennis Schroeder. So
that was a pickup.
Who I call his nickname. I don't know if you like it or not. We have not had the conversation, but he's Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace.
Because I love what he brings to the game. His tenacity. He's a dog.
You gotta let him go.
He gets under the skin. He's a Richard Jefferson, Draymond Green type guy where if he's your teammate, you love the out of him. If he's not, you can't stand him.
The Defensive Player of the Year joke or dig, whatever you want to call it, was referring to 2013 when LeBron finished second place to Marc Gasol. And of course, he went on to win NBA MVP and Finals MVP that year. So I don't think it was as important then as it is maybe now looking back. But was that not the look of winning, of relaxation and pure confidence we saw from LeBron James right there?
LeBron looks so confident. He looks so calm and cool, and he just looks relaxed. He looks like he's in just a really calm place right now. I love seeing LeBron like that. He knows the season's about to kick off, but he's still enjoying that championship. LeBron looks like he has a little bit of a championship glow to him, Allie.
What do you like most about the Montrezl Harrell move?
What I like most about the Montrezl Harrell move is that now the Lakers get a little bit more pop off their bench, which was a problem for them last year. And then on top of that, everything that people, let's say, dislike about Montrezl Harrell will be covered up with the Lakers. When you look at the fact that Montrezl, he isn't a great shooter, but he can roll to the basket, and AD can replace and give them the shooting they need, let Montrezl go wild inside. Montrezl obviously had some problems defending in the post, but that's what Anthony Davis is going to do. I think Montrezl complements this team well. I think him and Anthony Davis are going to fit seamlessly and perfect. And I like where this Laker team is. The best team in the league just got off season. Rob Pelinka is already my GM of the year.
No doubt. How do you see Dennis Schroeder fitting in and contributing?
Oh, I think Dennis Schroeder is going to fit in just fine because we saw what Rondo did for them last year. Dennis Schroeder, obviously a lot younger than Rondo, playing at a higher level than Rondo is right now. So I think whether he comes off the bench or he starts, that seems to be a little bit of a point of contention with Dennis Schroeder. He wants to be a starter. Wherever he comes off, he's going to help this team, and it's going to be an upgrade. So I like everything that the Lakers have done so far. It's like they have to be the favorites this year. It looks like they probably have a good chance to repeat.
Hashtag winning, 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 winning sums up the Lakers off season. All right, let's move on to a team who also potentially got better, theoretically got better, the Phoenix Suns, who are looking to end a decade-long playoff drought. They signed Chris Paul, which was huge. Here's their head coach, Monty Williams, on the sign.
Obviously, that comes with a bit of sacrifice, but we felt like it was one that was more than worth the risk. And we felt like there wasn't much negative risk. We felt like the reward for trading for a guy like Chris and for me, reuniting with him was a bonus. We still feel like it's going to improve our team. That's no disrespect to Ricky or Kelly. But Chris is Chris. I mean, he's one of the best players in the history of the game, especially at his position. He may be the best point guard of this era.
So here is a look at the Suns' projected depth chart. For my question for you, Brendan, is just with Chris Paul, it fascinates me how over the last 2 years the narrative has just changed so much around him. What's your take on the point that he's at in his career and what he can contribute to Phoenix?
I think that Chris Paul sometimes gets a bad rap. I think that there were some times where sometimes his leadership was a little bit hard when he was in LA, but I think that's going to be a perfect fit for this young Phoenix team that's trying to get over the hump. We saw what Chris Paul was able to do last year in OKC. A lot of people didn't think he'd fit in. Some people didn't even think he would want to go there with him being an older player playing on a younger team that didn't have a chance to compete. But Chris Paul did just fine. He did what he was supposed to do. He was a great vet on and off the court, and he helped those young guys grow. He helped Shai Gilgeous grow. He helped a guy like Dennis Schroeder continue to grow. So I think Chris Paul will do the exact same thing for the Phoenix Suns. I think this is the missing piece that gets them over the hump and into the playoffs. They just need a floor general, a leader, somebody that can get Booker and Ayton easy shots. He's going to get so many lobs, it's going to be ridiculous because Chris Paul is still the best player we have in the game at reading the pick and roll from the point guard position. So I think the Phoenix Suns definitely got better. I think the young guys will grow as long as they listen to the floor general.
No doubt. I think what's been great is Chris Paul has really showed his willingness to adjust, to be the best version of himself, to fit into an organization that he was thrown into. We saw him change his diet. He was in great physical shape. He was a leader in Oklahoma City. So he's going to have to do the same with Phoenix, and I'm excited to watch. Another guy who's going to have to do some serious adjusting and coaching is Doc Rivers, who now has this Philadelphia 76ers team to figure out, which no one has been able to do really for the last 3 or 4 years. Here's Doc on what he thinks.
I guarantee you we'll run more